Okay, here we go. I've never played Metroid Samus Returns, and in fact, I've never played Metroid 2. I tried to start it once. You might see it on my board there, but I couldn't get over how poorly it's aged. It's one of those games where, like, Samus takes up a quarter of the screen, and I was pretty hyped for the fan Metroid 2, another Metroid 2 remake that got canned by Nintendo a couple months before this game got announced. So I think this is the game that was most needing of a remake. I've played every Metroid game now except for this one and Other M, so exciting. Actual good one. New file will be created. Okay. Year 20XT5 of the Cosmic Calendar. Galactic Federation research team discovered an unknown life form on planet SR388. The events of Metroid 1? Okay, no, Metroid 1 was... The Metroids were on Zebus, right? And SR388 is their homeworld, which is where they go in Metroid 2. Know of the story without having played it myself. Exploit its ability to absorb the energy of any life form. Intention was to use Metroids as a weapon. At this threat, the Galactic Federation dispatched a lone bounty hunter to infiltrate the space pirate base on the planet Zebus. Against all odds, Samus Aran eradicated the Metroids on Zebus and defeated Mother Brain. Yeah, that's the events of Metroid. Pretty cool art for that. Concerned by these developments by the great threat the Metroid species still pose in the galaxy, the Galactic Federation mounted another expedition to SR3. A special squadron of elite soldiers from the Galactic Federation Police was dispatched to investigate. Really hope there aren't other NPCs in this game. I really dislike that about Metroid Prime 3. Well, something that's really important to the Metroid series, I think, is that Samus is completely alone. Fusion worked with the little robot that we talked to, but that was about the extent of it. The gameplay's actually pretty good. It's the story that's bad. It's what I've heard as well. 1 second, I gotta send a message over quick. Sweet. I would have preferred sprite graphics, but this game actually looks pretty good in 3D. Now, how close of a remake is this game of Metroid 2? Is it like 1-to-1, or is it slightly different in some ways? Other M's decent if you skip the cutscenes. I don't think I have a ball form yet, but I don't need it yet. Cool. Try going left, too. I kind of like how they've interpreted this so far. It's neat. It's like 2.5D. Oh, well, that explains what's to the left. You always gotta check there, right? Donkey Kong Country rules. Pretty different from 2, so it's more of a reimagining. I feel like Zero Mission pretty much has everything that was in the original Metroid 1. The wide fire missiles, okay. Cool. L to lock your position and enter free aim mode. And missiles. She can grab on ledges, good to know. You get better at shooting those guys in this game. About as different as Metroid and Zero Mission are. Okay, that's cool. So it has a lot of the same ideas. I feel like the level design in Metroid 2 has left something to be desired, so I'm glad that they did more than just a straight remake, right? Alright, so I'm still able to grab those. So it didn't officially teach me about wall jumping there. That's cool. Nice. Once I get a second, I'm going to need to restart my chat engine. I've got a big thing that, like a little pop-up that tells me the user class of everyone who's currently chatting, and it happens to be right on top of my ES capture card screen. Fortunately, it's not showing up on stream, but it's driving me a little nutty. Come on. What's up, Brewski? How you doing? What's going on, Knight? I like some of the background environment stuff they have here. The game seems to run really smoothly too, which is nice. Use your melee counter right before a charging enemy makes contact to parry. Shooting so you automatically take aim. Press X to use your melee counter now. Oh, this is not the button I thought it was. That's cute. Right before a charging enemy makes contact. That's completely new to this game, right? I don't think that's been in any other Metroid game. Shit. Come here. Yeah, that's pretty great. I'm a fan of that, actually. Come on. Do a pretty good job of like auto-aiming on the thing you just countered. It's nice. There's just an infinite source of resources, would be my guess. It looks like all enemies have one of those. Peak should be connected. Hold on. It had a command cooldown or something? No. I'm super digging this so far, though. I'm always happy to have more actual Metroid in my life. This is the first real Metroid game since Other M, isn't it? Which I should probably still give a try, too. I don't need to do that every time. Oh, is this a save point? Refill. Ammo fully restored. I'm guessing it has auto-saving. First real one. We had like some Federation Force type games, right? Guessing that's missiles. There we go. Iconoclast is also a Metroidvania. Whoa, cool Chozo statue. Sweet. To move through narrow passages. Alright, I'm gonna take this opportunity real quick to restart my chat application. Give me 1 sec here. Pause. So I don't keep getting this weird pop-up. Should be fine now. More subs. Okay. Hey, look at that. Now I don't have bombs yet. Okay. This is telling me come back here later when I get bombs, right? Because I can't shoot it with a... Oh, I can shoot it with a missile. Alright. Disregard. Oh, it seems like this is a one-way path the way I'm currently going, though. Save your progress. Yes, it does not have autosave. Good to know. I feel like there's a certain category of gamer that's willing to suffer for their game, and I think Brewski, you and Kiwi are not in that category, especially given your limited time to play games, right? Whoa, that's cool. It's kind of like the golden boss statue in Super Metroid. That must be all of the main Metroids on the homeworld that I'm here to exterminate. Cute. Come back here when we kill all the Metroids. I'm glad somebody built that for us. It's one of those, it's just a cool abstraction, right? It doesn't have to actually make sense. It appears to be locked. I do like the ledge gripping. I think there's a couple games where gripping a ledge is actually a progression unlock, right? It doesn't give it to you by default. Really looking forward to having a charge shot. How's the audio balance in this game, by the way? I've been having games that have been running way quieter than OBS seems to suggest, and games that are running way louder. Can you hear the game okay? It's a bit quieter than most games in general. Oh, that was cool, the little tongue. Scan pulse. Okay, thanks. Suffering would be a game that... There's lots of different ways you might suffer for a game. It could be a game that has a really annoying story, or a game that has too much dialogue, or a game that has too much of a tutorial, or a game that has bad design in certain sections. Aeon feels special ability like the Scan Pulse. Refill your gauge of the Aeon orbs foes may drop when either beat them or successfully parry. That's pretty cute. Location of breakable blocks? What? Got it. I guess it's not that hard to find breakable blocks. I should be careful, right? Like, me complaining about a game telling you where the breakable blocks is in Metroid is like somebody complaining about them lowering the skill gap in a game like Fortnite. Like, come on, it's only fair. This might actually be a playable Metroid for Cat. We were talking the other day when we were playing Super Metroid that, like, Super Metroid stresses Cat out really bad. Because there's no in-game tell of where secrets are, right? So it's kind of giving you the X-ray visor really early. It's cool. It's like a little search all around you. Right on. And I guess you can choose not to use it, so I don't see why I wouldn't use it. It does, but the scanner to get the Super Metroid, the way you get the Super Metroid scanner is kind of hard. Like, it's very late game, and it's very hidden. So if it gave you in the first 2 minutes... That's cool, cutscene. Pretty mean secrets is a good way to phrase it, yeah. Amiibo option has been unlocked in the map menu. What the hell do amiibos do in this game? So I'll go grab one real quick. Hey, thanks this name. Guessing you're bumping those into FTL. And I hope those ad watch bits keep working. I'm grabbing the amiibo real fast. What does King DDD do in this game? Probably need to have the Samus amiibo to do something interesting. Someone look up really quick where the amiibo scanner is on the, is it on the touch screen? I'm getting at the trigger. I'll mess with it later. Oh, this thing, right? You unlock the ability to use amiibo. Use Metroid-related amiibo to unlock special features. After your next save, you can also access the option from Samus files whenever you wish to use an amiibo. Oh, okay. Touch it to the screen. This amiibo is not compatible, so I gotta go get my Samus amiibo out of storage later. Curious what it does. It just gives you pickups, I'm guessing. Nothing important. Hey, how you doing, Six Gun? I'm digging this game so far, though. Alright, it's a quick, easy heal. I like how this game respects my time. Nintendo's gotten really good about that. They kind of faltered during the Wii era. I like that melee counter. Adds a little bit of depth to the combat in the game. Cute. It's a save point. See, the little Metroid detector flashes faster and faster the closer I get, presumably. Jerk. Guess I could have countered that thing too, though, huh? Hey, that's always satisfying. I like the layout of this game so far, though. It's good to be playing a new Metroid. What was the last 2D Metroid before Other M? Was it Fusion and Zero Mission? God, that was Game Boy Advance. These might be among my favorite games ever. They're just perfect. Thanks, Knight. Appreciate it. Do you know where you want to put your bits to? Is there like a long game you want to see more bonus streams for? Let's see. I'll try popping up here real quick. Do not have a double jump yet. Did not press that button in time. Yeah, if you go to vote.marstead.com and you click on the bonus streams tab, oh, that's cool. Probably only get through there after I kill Metroid, would be my guess. This game looks like it's also really good about marking what's blocking me on the map on the bottom screen. Go to the bonus streams tab. If there's a game on there that you'd like to see early, you can apply your bits to it to get the bonus stream trigger sooner. You can just type exclamation point cheer and where you want them to go. Alright. Really? That's unexpected. It says it's breakable. Maybe it's only missile breakable. Interesting. Okay. Worth checking. I don't have the ice beam, but I'm not super clear on how... Since I never played Metroid 2, how you were meant to fight them. Oh, so there's like different variations of Metroids? That's cool. That's pretty, so I like the little camera changes in the boss fight. Scripted camera changes. So is this guy pretty close, other than the new melee thing? Is he pretty close to the original first boss of Metroid 2? Yeah, I like the little zoom in when you're mashing sheep. Gotcha, thanks, Jess. Oh, I probably need to use missiles. This time. Too early. Yeah, that's the only thing that's actually doing damage to him. Okay, good to know. Cool. That's pretty neat. Oh, it's a little DNA thing. Just in case you weren't clear what was happening with that big statue. Got it. That's neat. So not a lot of the games explore the different evolutionary phases of the Metroids, do they? I'm trying to remember if that... It came up a little bit in Metroid Prime, I feel like. You mostly see them in their, like... jellyfish form, though. Charge beam, nice. I feel like I should always be holding that down. Charge beam gathers energy, which is then released all at once. This power can be used to open charge doors. Okay. Thanks, Knight. Yay, energy tank. Oh man, this game is... Look at that map on the bottom. Look at all the info it gives me. That makes me very happy. The best thing about the melee counter is that Samus auto-aims. Missiles. Yeah, there you go, Knight. I feel like you have enough SP that you could single-handedly unlock any bonus stream, right? Which is kind of the point of bonus streams, getting the wheels to spin. Ouch. Come on, dog. Why do you gotta do it like that? Oh, this is a charge door. That's neat. We had seen one of those earlier. It may have even been this very door. Gotta check that out earlier. So this game, it feels like it makes it a lot harder to get lost, which... It's one of those things that's kind of a trade-off, right? Like, if you make it difficult for the player to get lost, they're gonna miss out on quite a bit of the joy of Metroid, which is finding your way through and having that developer-player handshake wink interaction. But I feel like the benefit to the gamer of not getting stuck is probably higher than the lost feeling of exploration on your own. Hey, Ludofax, what's groovin'? Oh shit, that drained the poison water from under here. Right on. Not expecting that. It's a neat way to kind of get your progress. Zero Mission and Fusion are two absolutely incredible Metroid games, and they both feel like they were like made for the Super Nintendo, and I think the way that Gabe and Tycho put it on Penny Arcade, it was like they made it for the SNES and then put it in a time capsule and said do not open it until the GBA's release. But Fusion was fairly linear. The game actually went out of its way to gate your access to different areas, compared to something like Metroid, Super Metroid, where you can go through the whole game kind of your own pace. Ooh, what's this? Suit upgrade? Looks like it's a Chozo statue. Okay, so this doesn't do anything yet. Maybe it'll do something later. Interesting. Start of your backlog. You're able to keep up with the games you wanted to play and GBA comes out. There's too much good shit. Purple. I don't know what that is yet. It's not a charge shot. Okay. This thing at least has a nice little map icon. That's a good way to put it. I love the GBA though. Super Nintendo is by far my favorite system, I think. Just the highest quantity of the highest quality games, I feel like. Okay, yellow. Drop through that. This is meant to keep you from wall jumping on it. I like the Aeon. The like extra juice that you have to collect. It's kind of cool. Anti-wall jump. Gunk. Nothing I can do without a high jump in here, presumably. Does this game have bomb jump sequence breaking? I guess some games will do bomb jumping as like a actual intended mechanic. I like these switches you have to stand on. Use the elevator, not just yet. I can't get up through there until I get whatever lets me bust through yellow blocks. I don't think that's the charge beam, right? I just love the 16-bit style. It's my favorite kind of sprites. Slightly pixelated. Nice. How is Subnautica? I am dreading when that game gets added to the voting spreadsheet or sublot. I have to play it eventually. I wish I could use the D-pad for this game. I'm gonna take a while to get used to the circle stick. Gotcha. Subnautica is like intended to be beatable, right? It's not like a sandbox. I feel like there was a sandbox underwater game somebody was making. I forget what it was called. Fair enough. I have pretty brutal thalassophobia. It doesn't excuse me from playing underwater games. And I'm bad at horror games. I really like that flying enemy. It's great for teaching you how to use the parry mechanic. So I got poison water that I can't avoid. That inoffensive charging sound effect. Ah, I see. So now I need to kill 4 Metroids to be able to get a progression. Gotcha. Don't stand in the shit, Samus. Candy sandbox. Sorry's hands off, but it's there and it's gonna be followed eventually. I see. Okay, so that is Subnautica. But it's not like it's not a toy like something like Sea of Thieves is, right? It's a game that's meant to be played and completed. Ooh, let's maybe not spend time in there. It took me a second. I like the conveyance of the door being all red hot. Heard what sounded like the Norfair theme too. Do a series Metroid mod that replaces the Norfair theme with Getting Hot in Here, right? Nelly. Not too much to say about it, it's a toy. Cool. Let's not go to the hot place. I really like the tell they give you there. It's neat. Oh, and it's actually a pretty small zone. Kind of interpret that as like a shame beep. The main reason I'm not using the scanning power all the time is because it ticks like that for 10 seconds. You use the scanner. I think in the background looks like a monster in one of the end zones inside Sin in Final Fantasy X. Oh, it's just a source. Whoa. Okay. It's a thing that refills your Aeon juice. Gotcha. I do like that it gives you the bonus Aeon juice for nailing the counter. Samus has a really nice pickup radius in this game too, by default. Actually, it might be the whole screen. You have to actually go and get pickups too. Or you can be really far away. Maybe half the screen even. It's totally shame beeping. That's what that's doing. Oh, you need the scanner? magnet. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with magnet if it gives it to you for free at some point, just to let you know, hey, this could have been worse. It's basically what they're saying, right? But, I really don't like when they make you spend resources on it. Like, games that make you choose between a combat advantage and quality of life features, I feel like they should treat quality of life upgrades separately. I don't even know if I'm on board with making you choose between different quality of life upgrades and like cording them off into a separate upgrade tree. I can't understand games that want you to get those partway through the playthrough. It's kind of like you're teaching a kid how to do a tricky math problem. It's really important that you make them do it the hard way first before you show them the shortcut. Oh, what's the Univac debate? I haven't followed it or played much Warframe. You guys don't have melee attacks, which makes sense. I like the little aiming laser. This game is really polished. The only thing I would change about it so far would be for it to have 16-bit graphics instead of 3D. So the 3D looks fine, it's just not my preferred style. Hey, Chozo statue. Nice. Sweet. Try to set a bomb. Okay. Okay, so I can bomb jump. It looks like the timing is really forgiving compared to Super Metroid. Your cat was watching, he's like, are you supposed to be bad at that bomb jump? So you're not required to do it to progress. Nice. Okay, it looks like it's Metroid Fusion bomb jump rules, so you can do it like once, but you can't infinitely jump like Super Metroid. So maybe there's some secrets that they let you get to a little bit early, but they're specifically designed for that. Okay, and bombable walls are the purple ones. Hot vacuum on a sentinel, your pick radius is abysmal. You need to walk on items to pick them up, but if you're using a sentinel, you can't use a dog or cat. It takes an upgrade in the sentinel. Oh, I see. And it's such a big quality of life upgrade. I wonder what happens when your laser is trained on an enemy like that. That's kind of cool. It really does something fancy. Shaming in game. Oh, I can ladder indefinitely. That's cute. Neat. Woot! Is not supposed to come here yet. Right on, so it's not like Metroid Fusion. I'm pretty down with that. Looks like there's a Metroid that was near here. That Metroid thing is flashing pretty hard. Cool. Got a save room up there. I need to learn what all these symbols mean. Oh god, the timing is so forgiving. That or it's really good that I got a chance to practice with Super Metroid. I'm still screwing it up, but I feel like I'm actually getting a little bit of air at the beginning. kill that thing so I can get into that hallway pretty safely. Cool. Hey. That's pretty neat. 95% uses it. Yeah, I think that's another thing. Like, if you do testing and you find that 100% of your players are making some decision, then it's not a decision, and it shouldn't be disguised as a choice, right? If it is just objectively correct, the explosion is active for a little bit longer. I am down with forgiving. Oh shit, these guys are good. Ooh, he is immune to being countered. Let's see. Not always, though. Let's see. Left died. Take it slow. Use that charge attack, dog. Whew. Cutting that close. Please drop me some health. Yikes. I haven't saved in a sec either. Still giving me the oh god, you're fucking up noise. Okay. Get out of here, let's get some healing. That was almost really bad. Oh, are there multiple difficulty settings in this game? I didn't specify. I didn't realize there were multiple settings. Farming for pickups. See you tonight. Thanks for popping in. I think there's just one difficulty setting, but I'm not 100% sure. So my jump capability is diminished in the water. Am I also unable to bomb jump my way out? Alright, I'm so happy about that. I just really love bomb jumping to go places I'm not supposed to yet. And it's totally gonna get me killed. Already had the vision of the Monado. Should probably be closer to the edge here, so I gotta kill this thing right when I pick it up. Shit. Alright, it died. We're alright. Games like this, like people who speedrun Metroid games, really gotta have fun. I'd love to watch a blind playthrough from a Metroid speedrunner, you know? Oh, that one eats my bombs to keep me from cheesing it? That's a cute mechanic. Huh. Alright, so they don't mind me getting all the way over here without bombs. But I definitely can't get up there because I can't wall jump on that gunk. Can't bomb jump horizontally. It's very cute. Ha! That was entirely on purpose. Not at all an accident. Eventually I hope I get immunity to that poison flower crap. Wow, they stay stunned for a while. Probably not all enemies. This is pretty great so far. Sick. Mixing something over here. I am giddy playing this game. Really gotta go find a save file after all the boss fight shenanigans there. Forgot what they look like on the map. Are they the big yellow circle, maybe? I think that might be right. I love the global counterattack tell. It's very nice. I also like having the second Metroid boss play around with that idea a little bit, explore the design space. That auto-aim is the bee's knees. And I can cancel it. Okay. That's cute. A couple different ways your morph balls can be taken from you, huh? So how do you get a ball over there is the question. You can't like move a ball once you place it. That's neat. Okay, it's all over here. I think the background's nice too. Is this a save point? Oh, thank God. Getting a little worried. Cool. This game is delightful so far. I'm really glad they gave this treatment to Metroid 2. I was sorely in need of it. So if you go back and play Metroid 2, it has not aged well. Like, Metroid 1 hasn't aged well, but Metroid 2 is particularly bad. Because of the size of the screen, the amount of space that Samus takes up on it. There's still stuff to explore this way. Let's check it out. Oh, those things move more efficiently underwater. Neat. Alright, so the question is, what kind of explodable blocks are those? Oh, you get progressively less air for each bomb jump when you're entirely in water. So that's cool. They've now found 3 different ways to blue ball us with bomb jumping. Very clever. This game actually feels like it's built with someone that's going to try to bomb jump everything in mind, which is a really neat concept. Like, it felt like an accident that you were able to go everywhere immediately in Super Metroid through movement shenanigans, and it was just kind of convenient that you couldn't get yourself into an unwinnable game state because of that. So it was a cool little happy accident, but it certainly didn't feel like a developer dialogue, right? Where like the dev is winking at you like, oh, we know you tried to do that. You goof. Alright. Come on. The amount of damage you take per hit in this game feels pretty high as well, which is neat. Make you work for it. Like, the difficulty feels about right. See if that changes as I get more energy tanks. It feels like I can brute force my way through shit. Oh, I can counter in midair. Alright, it's good to know. Neat. Am I really gonna try this? I feel like I have to. Come on, there you go. Alright, let's give it a shot, see what happens. I wonder if I'm limited. total height I can possibly gain from this. Maybe it is more like Metroid Fusion than I think. Like, at some points, if I fall too low below the explosion, I don't gain height, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think there might be an upper bound to how much height you can get. I can't tell if it's because I'm making a mistake, or it's like the forgivingness of it gets progressively less forgiving the higher you get, you know? Archers. Gotta get used to the missile controls. I wonder if there's an options page in this game. Controls. There is not. Good to know. Ooh, what's this? Neat. I found a secret. I found a secret. Don't spit your juice on me, man. It's rude. Oh, what's this? Must need to get a new gun later that maybe shoots 3 beams so I can hit all 3 eyes at once, I guess. Oh, this thing is immune to missiles. That's interesting. This thing in the foreground. Oh. Okay, so that's an unopenable door. Mark that other door as being purple, which is nice. Maybe get to that from a corner down here. Yeah, I gotta take advantage of that shot immediately, otherwise I lose the opportunity. Be more careful with that in the future. Oh, what's that do? If I press jump a second time in midair, that's not like the traditional screw attack, right? Sweet. Okay. Breakable walls over here. We gotta get it from further down. This way, maybe? It feels really good. I really like that. Breakable anything in this room either, it looks like. I don't know what these things do we? Maybe they're warp points? It would make sense why the first one appeared to do nothing. Bet you that's what it is. Ha, okay. Cool. Travel time has always been an issue in the Metroid series, I feel like. Sometimes you can get stuck and take forever to explore the next area, so I'm glad they added that. I kind of like the scan as an alternative to a map station as well. Kind of make your own map as you go. You still have to do something manually, you don't get it for free. You can't get unlimited height with that. I had one of them knocked me back on my butt there. Bummer. Might not be possible just because of the unlimitedly respawning platform guy here. If he ends up in a really bad location. I could try doing a damage boost off of him. Oh god, I need to heal him. Not like that. Not like that. Did save recently-ish, so. At least get up to where it's not beeping anymore. Oh, does it not respawn while the pickups are still on the screen? That might be part of the reason why they added the pickup radius. I think you can maybe get a couple jumps worth of height out of it. Could someone do me a favor and Google Metroid Samus Returns bomb jumping? Like, how high can you get? I'm really curious to know if this is just me being bad at bomb jumping or if it's actually limited like it is in Metroid Fusion. Robocall number 1 for today. I'm trying to keep track. I might be able to get up here. Let's see. Probably do this again. We've been in this room before, though, right? How many of them you can charge at once? It's pretty cool. Let's check out what's over this way. There's a Metroid near here. So I think in the original Metroid 2, it worked the same way where you had to kill a certain number of Metroids in each zone to be able to progress. But I really like the way they handle it in the UI with this game. The flashing indicator that you're near one, with, save again. Good. Is it warranty? Do not hang up. Are you suffering? That's the best way to get me to say no. I think the save point is positioned to make this very hard to do without accidentally triggering it. Does it stay depressed while I stand on it? No, it doesn't. Try this 2 or 3 more times tops, then we're gonna move on. Okay, could have gotten it there almost. Maybe if I launch from over here. Nope, not that way. Let's call it for now. I know, right? There's now been 4 or 5 different ways that they've blue-balled me, blocked me from getting, Oh, that's cute. One-way locked door. That's actually a really cool exploration of the locked door design space in this game. I don't think I've seen that in any other Metroid. Blue-balled me on bomb jumping by a few different ways. They've had a fan that sucks in all my bombs, which is super rude. Game is kind to start you with missiles, given that you need them to fight the Metroids. Ouch. No, we got a save point nearby. Cute. Ooh, it's another Chozo statue. What's this? Spider ball. Roll away from the Chozo statue? That's your only way to get out of the room, huh? Spider ball can stick to and move along walls and ceilings. When in morph ball, hold L to activate. That's cute. So I gotta come into this from the other side, apparently. Maybe I can get to more stuff now with the combination of this and the bomb jump. Was Spider Ball? Spider Ball was in Super Metroid, right? It's just a pretty late unlock. It's been a really long time since I've played it. There's that. Got a cool little. This is a pretty classic game design strategy. To force you to use the ability. You just got to exit where you got the ability. Zelda and Metroid do that a lot. Spring ball, let you jump. Must be why they didn't let me cheese this. I'm running to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. I'm back. So it's telling me that there's a Metroid really close to here. I like the simplified, you just got a missile tank. We're not gonna like really celebrate that. Hey, what makes you different from all the other ones? Is it possible to run out of missiles in one of these fights? Oh, he was way too far away from me for that to land. Good to know. I like the zoom in, especially since you have to use missiles during it. I should wait for him to use that so I don't waste any missiles. Same problem. Sound from Prime, yeah. It's just funny in Super Metroid where, like, or maybe charge shots work if you're really in a bind. Nope, charge shots not right. A big chunk of the Super Metroid speedrun is just hearing the "you got the item" sound effects. Come on, dude. Do your regular charge. I know you want to. Oh, if you shoot those, they occasionally drop missiles, so I'm not totally certain. Good to know. Nice. Those are fun to fight. I like it. Cute. I'm gonna try to bomb it, but there was no reason to. Cute. Hey, another E-tank. What a treat. Is that a one-way block? Okay, make sure that I fight the boss from the right direction. I climb doors, I can. You know. Mario Galaxy 2 100% speedrun includes well over an hour of cutscenes and load times associated with getting a star. That's funny. Really glad they decided to move away from that with Mario Odyssey. Just let you get the stars and stuff mid-stage. Oops. Come on, come here. There you go. 242 stars, you get the animation to get sent back to the hub for every one of them. Yikes. I guess it only plays that ticking noise if there is a secret block somewhere within the space. That's interesting. Cool. Yeah, right? Let's just give it to you early so you don't feel like you have to use it all the time. Because it depends on the zone. There are a couple places where you bomb jump. Interesting. So, I need to be able to set a bomb that blows up more quickly, I guess? It gets eaten immediately. Interesting. That's the only way out. Ha. I'd like it to blow up like right before it touches. I don't think there's a way for me to place it right there, though. It's always enough of a suck that it'll explode before it reaches there. Maybe I can do like a chain explosion? Let's try. I wonder if this is even possible right now. It might not be. I want very badly for it to be possible. I'm gonna try one more thing. Blows up too fast for it to work. Huh. Alright, maybe there's another power-up that I'll get later that will let me do that. It's cool though. Come on. There you go. It's my, like... my instinct to just hold down the spider ball the whole time, which I don't think is correct. We want to be moving a little bit faster in a lot of cases. Glad that it marked that there was a missile up there, though, right? So I can come back for it later. Know exactly what it is I'm missing. I haven't checked if it marks, like, upgrades that you found for the first time. I'm gonna see if I can drop straight down onto that circle in the middle of the big area over there. Let's go do that real fast. It would also be really cool if this game sometimes requires the map to find stuff, like maybe that circle happens to be on top of a platform that I can't reach through jumping, but I can reach through falling. It's a cool one. I mean, the guy that electrifies the platform. Hey, that's what it was. Nice. Cool. Should just shoot those guys instead of trying to bait the counter every time. I think they're just mostly there to teach you counter more than anything else. Okay. So where are we going next? Let's see. Maybe use a spider bomb to get to the item that I saw below me here. Hey, if you're new to the channel, I'm Marstead. I'm trying to beat every awesome game ever made. Oh, I think we're going to need to have the purple door thing to be able to get through that. I believe there's so many awesome games out there, it's impossible for any one person to play them all, but we're going to beat them. That is job security for me. But to see a list of all the games I played on stream so far, you can go to games.marstead.com. I've got this really cool voting system where you can vote for the next game we're going to play. Details on how to do that are at vote.marstead.com. Patreon and Twitch subscribers get some bonus points they can spend on voting, and they can recommend a game for me to play every Friday for Subblock. But if you're just hanging out and lurking, that's totally cool. This is a zero obligation channel. Welcome. Let's go ahead. So what do you think the purpose is of these walls here? Maybe it's to keep you from bomb jumping up here. I don't know why you'd want to. Like, there's nothing else of interest all the way up top. Need to reveal all the tiles in the middle of the room. I know, right? I'm already stressed about it. So Spider Ball gives me what? Maps that I've already been to is a question. Maybe if we go east and down, there's somewhere I can go with it. Let's try that. I still need to find quite a few more Metroids. Save again with all that progress, yes please. Might use the warp door to get out of here in a little bit. I just want to see what else is down here now that I have the spider ball. I think it's through the next room. I did cheese my way up here before and didn't fully explore it as a result of a lot of cheesing. Go! Come on, pickup radius hype. Oh, that's another thing that sucks up your bombs. I can't use them. The wall jumping is actually a little bit more like Super Metroid than I thought it would be. It could make it easier. They apparently did not. Oh god. This is going to end so badly. Oh my god. I'm so dead. Keep this up anyway. Let's have the capacity to farm indefinitely from these things. I could force them to spawn a little bit faster, right? Oh, we never went this way. Hey, Retro, what's moving? Oh, jeez, none of these guys. Curious if those things only ever drop. Okay, they do drop health sometimes. Good to know. Good to hear it. Too early. Shit. Tell really just means get ready to press the button. Big heals, very nice. These guys are interesting because you can like try to wait to bait out the Ooh, shit. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have been standing still. Bummer. How far back does that send me? Not terribly, I think? Oh, wow. Hey, forgiving autosaves. Oh, goodness. Don't want to let this thing touch me, though. It does a lot of damage. You have a PS4, yeah. I have access to every console. Love that custom animation, it's really neat. Cool. Probably should play through God of War 1 through 3 before I play the Norse one. You are able to get missiles by shooting their sparks. Yep, there's this Philips CDI emulator. The only things that might be tricky would be the original Xbox, but most of those games are getting ported to the 360. And I just got a FrameMeister, which will let me capture video from games with AV cables instead of HDMI. It's supposed to arrive here today, so I get to do some testing, see if it works. We've had some surprise compatibility issues with PS3 playing PS2 games. Typing of the Dead, nice. Really fast typer. Game to test that. Doing alright. How are you doing, Leon? I'm really enjoying this game. It's super awesome. It's definitely a Metroid game. It's not other M. I just want them to make 2D Metroids forever. Like, instead of it being once every... When did Metroid Fusion come out? Like 15 years ago? Instead of once every 15 years... 10 years... Once every 2 years... Forgetting save points would be very happy too. We are getting Metroid Prime soon, right? Finally. So we've totally been down in that room. We came in from a different direction though. I gotta get in there. Let's see if I can figure it out. So dropping through the water here? There must have been it. I wonder if the spider ball lets you get through there. So it's just gating to make sure you have access to the spider ball. I have no idea. Really? Those are not explodable blocks, at least not from this direction. That is surprising, but okay. I'm super stoked to play the Norse Mythology God of War because I prefer Norse Mythology to Greek Mythology. I know quite a bit about it. And because it is basically universal acclaim right now. Wonder if I can go in there really fast and get whatever the pickup is. I feel like the room is small enough that that might be possible without the Various suit. Maybe not what they intend me to do, but that's the fun of Metroid. How many BattleTech games have there been total? There's the one that you added to the voting spreadsheet, right? There's a different version for the Genesis that maybe isn't so great. And then there's the new one that just came out. It's directly above me. Yeah, I take damage too fast to be able to explore it right now. That's cool though. So I still need to find one more Metroid in this zone to get the poison water to drain, but I'm going to explore a couple other areas first. Oh, it's telling me where the other Metroids are on the stage. That's pretty neat. Alright, let's go explore upwards though with the spider ball. We can warp back here and fight the last Metroid. Love that counterattack. Just a nice, very organic evolution. And it has some really cool design space too. Especially for boss fights later. "35 years, wow. Nah, they added a lot of stuff. This is as much a reimagining of Metroid 2 as Metroid Zero Mission is a reimagining of Metroid 1. I think it keeps all of the boss fights in common, but it adds a lot of cool new stuff. Was a spider ball in Metroid 2? Did it invent it, maybe? Take the elevator up, see what we can find. Yes, please. It is cool. There's my little warp guy. And we didn't see it again until Metroid Prime, right? Still don't have whatever orange is. Jerk. Yeah, I love there's this really nice, like, use of camera in this game. Which the game totally didn't have to do. I'm guessing I can't spider ball on the surface either. Yeah, I didn't think so. And it's only when, like, there's nothing more natural to do than for you to spam the attack button. And it feels really satisfying. It's kind of like how in Super Mario 3D Land they realized that, like, it's very standard in a Mario game for you to... Oh, let me try to focus on this for a sec. Nice. It's very standard in a Mario game for you to get underneath the question mark block and just spam the jump button. So they made that a really visceral, satisfying experience by letting you jump really fast and, like, accelerate your jumps with each successive press when you're under one of those. Oh, I did this the stupid way, didn't I? Totally did it the stupid way. It's okay. Yeah. OG Metroid 2 and, Other M are the only two Metroid games that I haven't played. And I started Metroid 2 maybe for like an hour, and I just couldn't get over how user-unfriendly it was at the time. Just very. So that item that I see at the bottom is the one that I need the orange blow up walls power to get access to, I think. You jerk. The one thing that we really have to thank the OG Metroid 2 for is the design of the Various suit, right? Like, they couldn't use color to distinguish what it looked like, because the Game Boy was black and white, so they had to give her like the shoulder pads so it looked different. She's had those ever since. Still look cool. If there's anything to the right we want to check out. There's a green door which we almost certainly can't get through. A bunch of other markers on the screen that almost certainly don't matter. We just want to take the warp back to the other zone we were in and find that last Metroid. There's not too much actually to earn with the spider ball here. Jerk. I don't know what the speedrun is for this game. I'm sure it's like sub 2 hours, as is tradition for every Metroid speedrun. Yes, please. Let's go here, please. Area 1. Such a brief loading screen. Cartridge games for you. Well, other than Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild has some pretty brutal loading screens. Oh, I never came down here. Sweet. Years old. God. Sweet. Ouch. Definitely the oldest game on the voting spreadsheet there's ever been on the voting spreadsheet, I think. There we go. Nice. Actually not sure what that is. Does it increase my ether meter? I can scan more often, maybe? Aeon tank. Aeon gauge expanded. Okay, it's a little yellow gauge. So far I haven't come anywhere near running out of Aeon, but I also only have a scan ability for it on the bottom screen right now, so... Cool. Probably, yeah. I haven't tested it yet. Haven't yet had a game we couldn't stream. A couple games we have to run in a virtual machine. Ooh. I was misunderstanding something about the basic mechanics of that shot firing. Different people holding a license. This makes me think like after we beat this, we're gonna get something that lets us climb on juicy walls. Ice Beam and freeze it. Cool. Makes sense that that's an early acquisition in a game about killing all the Metroids. Cute. Somebody would just want it turned on most of the time, right? Still curious how we get into that room below this one. Fancy. This is presumably that gold shit we don't have access to yet. Probably a power bomb if I had to guess. Very likely the power bomb. Alright, I'll remember that it's there. Cute. Now, I cannot use it to freeze gunky walls, so gunky walls exist as a way to keep me from cheesing my way out of the zone like this. Cool. Several of those. You butt. $50 missiles plus, it looks like so far. Pretty good. Alright, so the ice beam still isn't what we need, presumably, to get through the purple door. I'm guessing that's going to be like a wave beam or something similar. It actually does a little bit less damage than the normal beam. Maybe it's meant to train me to use the missiles more. This game seems pretty missile heavy, given all of the Metroids you have to fight, you know? Good number of enemies that are only vulnerable to missile damage. Pretty sure I can't get to the missile that's through here yet, but I'll go check real fast. I think it's gated by another one of those, what do you call it, you jerks. They're all a bunch of butts, you know that? This is the 3DS, yeah. Cool. This game came out September of last year, I want to say. Still don't know how to open these. Maybe it has to do with disabling the vent at some point. But it sucks in all my bombs, so I can't use them. Gotcha. Alright, I think I can get used to that. Kind of like the missile toggle versus a hold button for missile. It's a bombable wall over there. Ah, okay. I was here a while ago, but never finished fighting it. It might require the ice beam, so we'll see. It does require the ice beam. Right, because we almost cheesed our way through here through bomb jumping. And there's a door at the exit that was like, you really need to have the ice beam before you can go through here, bud. No cheese for you. Right, yeah, there's the thing that eats your ball bombs there, so you can't just cheese your way out of the room. Right on. You jerk. Oops. It's actually kind of tough. And keep refreshing the freeze on it, hopefully. It's actually kind of tough to get the aiming and the timing just right. Yeah, and refreezing it is harder than it looks. Come on. The ceiling stayed frozen, or if it stayed missile, then we'll be fine. No such luck. No! Oh, that does eventually die. Okay, it just takes a lot of shots to kill. Whereas I think it's just a single tap with the normal beam. Come on. Oh, does that freeze for longer? Looks like he's more... Oh, it totally does. Okay. Is that all that charged shot does? I feel like something was up. They were making me do something that was harder than this game seems to like to give me. Yo. Maybe frozen. Makes sense if you could. You can, and in fact, it might be the only way to damage you with this. Ooh, I should have attacked him there. Oh, he takes normal damage from ice, actually. That's cute. Nice. Looks funny. Hey. Sweet. There's our last Metroid for this zone, so we should be able to go further down from here. Made sure I had all the upgrades first. This game's pretty linear so far, but like I said, it's not really a problem. I'm sure there's a lot of cool sequence breaking you can do. Metroid Fusion is also very linear compared to the rest of the series, and it's not really an issue. Got that. Must be a vulnerable block on the way up here. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I guess the kind of thing you can feel free to just tell me in most cases. Must have been a mechanic that was mentioned when I unlocked the ice beam that I missed. I forgot that I could even charge it. I was under the impression that'd be something I'd have to unlock. I think there's a Metroid game that does that. They give you the beams, and then being able to charge the beams is a separate power. Or am I thinking of, I might be thinking of Mega Man. Oops. Thanks for discussing it, I think. Out of here. Still don't have any new progression abilities, but we do have access to a new zone, which is exciting. I feel myself getting better at the shoot aiming in this game. It's actually pretty tight once you get used to it. It took me a second though. I don't think this gets me anywhere new, right? Because I can't go through that western door. Maybe I can with the spider ball. No, I think I came over here already and I couldn't. I need a new power-up first. Let's keep going to the Metroid door. I like how she'll sometimes, it's just a neat little visual effect. Like if you're facing one way and then you immediately aim behind you, let's see if I can reproduce it here. She does that. It's really cool. Looks neat. thanks for talking it out first, but basic missed mechanics, especially if they're going to take a ton of time for you to find out on my own, like, I'm fine with folks just speaking up in the interest of saving time. Now, what I wouldn't want to know is if it was something that I unlocked, like I wouldn't want to know, oh, later in the game, you unlock the ability to freeze enemies for longer. Well, that would be much better in my opinion if that was a surprise. But if I already have access to it and I'm just not doing it, then I'll just speak up. It can be exhausting to keep track of every streamer's backseating and spoiler policy. I feel like this channel is pretty strict, but I've had people tell me that there are other channels that are way more strict. They'll just ban you. It may have been faster to warp. Hold on. It's not too bad. Right. Yeah, absence of information can be a big deal. I'm careful about asking speculative questions. It's kind of a bummer because I feel like a big part of the fun of watching someone play a game blind is listening to them speculate, but it's so open to like people answering you. They don't realize that you're being rhetorical. Got in the way of my enjoyment of my Breath of the Wild playthrough, which is still really, really great playthrough. I'm glad I streamed it, I had fun with it, but I would often raise rhetorical questions and have someone in chat that'd be like, no, that's not how it is. I'm like, thanks, dude. Put in this last Metroid. How did this work in Metroid 2? There wasn't like a big golden statue that you plugged in the dead Metroids to, right? Did the game just open up new areas after you killed a certain number of them? But this game, like, tries to do an abstraction of Samus committing genocide by only having there be like 40 Metroids on the whole planet. Presumably she actually spends way more time than what's depicted in the game going through and eliminating them. No feedback whatsoever. There was just suddenly an area that was accessible that previously wasn't. That's janky. So the way these all work is that when you touch the bottom of them, you fall through. Don't know if that was the intended way to get past, but hey, it worked. I really dislike knowing that something's not the case in games. A lot of the fun for me is that narrative uncertainty when I don't know what it's going to be. And we've gotten a pretty good system where I'll word something very specifically if I actually want chat to answer it. I'll admit that I know that's a spoiler and ask it anyway. You butt. New elevator, presumably. It didn't even give you like a number counter at all, Leon. You had so many more to find. Definitely a very good decision on the part of Nintendo. Blue. I don't know what blue is yet. Alright. Yes, please. No counter at all. Wow. I think I can jump on those guys when they freeze. Using all these missiles, it actually feels kind of good. I'm always really stingy with my missiles in games like this. Ha, that's cool. Love that counterattack. Never answer a question he asks unless he calls you up by name. That's a good way to do it. I can see it being frustrating for viewers though, like I said, like it can be exhausting to try to keep up with every streamer. Every streamer has a different policy. I can melee one-shot frozen enemies. That's pretty nice. It's a cool exploration of the melee attack design space. Was the melee in Other M, or is that an invention of this game? I super duper dig it. Big fan. Alrighty, 8 Metroids. It feels very satisfying. You're like doing a combo with the freeze. Yeah, the reason I don't like having things disconfirmed, denied, is that I really enjoy the uncertainty. Having to speculate and guess and not knowing for sure where it's going next. When you remove a lot of the possibilities, you collapse the wave function over it, and you tell me it's not in the game. And the one that kept happening to me was I kept guessing at like different kinds of bosses in the game, and Breath of the Wild. I'm like, oh man, there are these rock monsters. I wonder if there are also, I don't know, water monsters. Someone said, no, there's no water monsters. I'm like, come on, man, let me pretend. It's a charge shot. Okay. Yeah, what the charge shot doors look like. Right, that's true. Yeah, and I don't know, it's my policy that I usually trust you guys to give me a tip if it seems like, oh, that was a one-way door, gotcha. Not as important that I save aggressively in this game, because it does have a nice autosave feature if you die, instead of making you lose progress like Super Metroid. It can be frustrating to watch a streamer that has a particularly aggressive backseating policy that then gets stuck for like 3 hours. Like, to each their own. I totally get that some people totally just want to solve it on their own, but there's a lot of downsides to streaming a game rather than playing it casually at home. And one of the few upsides is that you can avoid just being completely hosed and stuck in a game. And it's a bummer that some streamers like opt out of that upside. Especially when it's something stupid, right? Like, a well-designed game should make it really hard for you to get totally stuck. It's kind of hard to balance it. Sometimes a game can be too frustrating with how often it's reminding you stuff that should be obvious. I wonder if this is deep enough water that I can't bomb jump out of here. Oh, I can do this in a less stupid way, though. When I have a question for chat, I break tone of the voice. It's almost like at attention. I can see that. Hey, everybody. So, yeah, I kind of go into a higher register. I know this is a spoiler, but I really would just like to know, is this a thing? You jerk. You're a platform now. Did enemies respawn in Metroid 2 if they got slightly off screen? I feel like that's a kind of an NES thing. Hey Isaac, how you doing? Teleport station unlocked. Very exciting. Ooh, shit, I screwed up the counterattack. Love that pickup radius on the drops. It can be super frustrating to get all your pickups in Super Metroid. Oops, a little early. I like that the counterattack automatically counts as a charged attack in terms of how much it freezes them. It's quite nice. I can hear that. Heard quite a bit of the StarCraft soundtrack, despite not having played any of it. Shows up on Brainwave a lot. That's a one-way path, right? Dude, the Ice Beam is really satisfying to use in this game. I don't know if it felt this way in Metroid 2. Like, if you nail one of those combos where you, like, quick shoot, freeze, and then melee to kill it, or quick shoot, freeze, and missile to kill it. I dig it. Oh, jeez. That hurts. Can I get out of Morph Ball? Whoa, okay. Today I learned. Fire Metroid. You need to stand in the water. Do you have an example of what you mean by that, Retro? I'm not sure I follow. That attack hits like a truck, holy shit. Fills the entire platform you're currently on. That's good to know. I'm excited that this is hard. It is not trivial. They're not starting me at full health, but it doesn't matter. It's still very tricky. But that feels really good. Ooh, very nice. Nice. I like that you can try to depend on the counter if you're not very good at just aiming. But if you were speedrunning this, you could probably just aim and blast it with missiles really fast and end it really quickly. Is there something on the opposite wall here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's a way to hang from there and then shoot a missile on the wall. Dude, those guys are giving me so much trouble at the end of the game. It feels so good. I'm minding the scanner less and less. I mean, it's still part of the fun is noticing that a wall appears bombable and trying to bomb it, but it kind of gives you this, like, oh shit, I'm kind of stuck, I don't know where to go thing. And it's a nice proactive replacement for a map console. How different is the map in this game overall from Metroid 2? Does anybody know? Is it the same basic layout? Lots of new screens. I guess like the true layout of Metroid 1 is way too big. There's a lot of empty space. And Metroid Zero Mission does a really good job of filling it with interesting, cool stuff. What was that thing? Oh, that's not great. Water gets rid of it? Good news. Just expanded. Okay. Whew. Shapes on the floor are similar with similar set pieces. So very, very close then to Metroid Zero Mission. It's kind of the same idea in that game. I need not that. I need health. Very, very badly. That is not what I need, game. Those things cool. Lightning armor. What does that do? Lightning armor creates protective electric barrier and is consumed anytime it prevents physical damage. Strengthens melee counters. Yeah, it's much stronger. Ah, so it only consumes energy in order to avoid damage. That's cool. I needed to get through these things. This must all be new as well. Cool. Okay, now I care about Aeon. Mario game, their creatures are not typically reached in the Mario world. As your door, and I want this confirmation that there's enemies are in the game, so it includes what to expect. I see. That makes sense. Ah, so presumably the lightning armor. So lightning armor has got to be brand new to the 3DS version, right? Doesn't seem like something that would have been in the original. It drains you pretty fast, though. Okay. Cool. I like that. Okay, I want that on a lot of the time. Now I'm even more incentivized to land my counters, it seems like. How is a one-way path disappear? Can I seriously not fit through that? Huh. Let's try going the other way. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, and it tells you what it is on the back wall. That's cool. Ah, right. So I'll need to have the armor to get over to the other side. It's making sure that I get it before I leave. Appreciate that. I'm glad it's not just constantly draining and only drains when it's doing something. Some games are bad about that. Okay, cool. I need to fill my meter up. I really wasted it getting that missile tank. It's okay. Come here, bat thing. That's very interesting. There's another elevator near here. Maybe I'm supposed to get it through a different zone. And then it's like a shortcut door. I think that's more what's going on here. Hold on. Okay. Jump here. Shoot the missile. Get out. Ooh, wrong button. Okay, gotta get my combo down here. What's that? So it's like counter, shoot, missile. It's a really easy way to rebuild meter, it feels like, too. Which is very neat. Early. Late. Yeah, that's so cool. It's hard to nail, but it feels awesome when you land it. Come on, refill my meter, please. Yeah. Refill my meter. Nice. Early. Don't die. This game has context-sensitive loot. Like, if you're low on health, it gives you more health power-ups, larger health power-ups. Probably. Okay, so there's a center square I want to uncover there. I was cutting that close. Just the wrong button. Come here. If you do it all fast enough, it's very, like, cool. It stays auto-targeted the whole time if you hit all the buttons in quick succession. Can I get to that missile upgrade right now? I don't think so because of the goop. I feel like there's still an interesting use case for the charge beam with the normal beam. There's a little bit lower effort for killing stuff. You don't have to use missiles. How did I get up here the first time? It wasn't freezing stuff, right? I guess I'll come back for it later when I have more progression upgrades. I feel like I might be able to get it now, but it's kind of hard to tell all the way up top. You want to hang out? What's up? Hey, Jaden. You played this one yet? Metroid Samus Returns. You can borrow it if you want. It's on 3DS. It's a remake of Metroid 2 for the Game Boy, which does not age very well. So it's good that this one's out here. Sweet. Metroid's still one of your favorite games, Jay?
One of my favorite series.
Series. Good choice. This is my nephew Jaden. I don't have a sound effect for him yet. I've really been lazy on sound effects lately. Does it show me where the next Metroid is? All the way over to there. As far as I know, I don't have a way to get over there yet, though. I don't have any new... I guess I kind of have a progression ability. Don't think it's going to let me get through the poison water. Did Metroid 2 have poison water, or was it just some other... just like a floor that you couldn't get through yet? There's a save point up there that I can't access. It's not an easy way for me to go up this way. I could try taking the warp. Maybe they added new progression with the lightning armor. What's your favorite Metroid game, Jay?
Probably a Zero Mission because like mostly the one I grew up with.
Right on.
And
Do you
two.
prefer the 2D games to the Prime games, or you like them both equally?
Probably equally.
That's not what I meant to do. That's not what I meant to do either. Well, it got me up there, so I'm not going to complain. Alright, there's no warp. Hold on. Come here. Sweet. That counterattack is really cool. You tap them, and then you can freeze them, and automatically targets them, and then you can missile them to kill them. That is not a breakable block. This is very surprising to me. How the hell do I get up there? Can't spider ball on this gross wall crap. Can always complain. I think we want to take the warp out of here. I think that's why they're pointing us to that other elevator. So I can see if there's another zone where I haven't been able to explore due to lack of the lightning armor. But I don't really have the Metroid vision for lightning armor, so I haven't been paying attention to those areas yet. Try top of SR388. Guess we could maybe go back up to where the ship is, but I don't think there's anything special over there. Wonder if it avoids damage in the lava area temporarily. Try that too. Let's give that a try. Have we been to that elevator? Hold on. Where would the other elevator have to be? Have to be like southwest somewhere from the surface, which I don't think I can get to yet. Right, because it doesn't extend far enough. That elevator goes here. Come on. That elevator goes here, and I need an elevator that pops up on that side. Don't think there's another way to cross it. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Maybe I can go into the fire zone without the Varia suit. By using the thunder armor. I don't think there's any important upgrades in there. I think it's just like a missile, but I guess we'll find out. Did you ever play Other M?
Yeah.
Was it good?
I mean, I thought it was good.
I heard the gameplay's alright and the story is what's trash. If you want to borrow this during the week, it's got 3 save files on it. When you finish your homework. Want to play a new Metroid, new 2D Metroid. Aw, jeez. Aw, golly gosh. Shh. You're a jerk. What's the fastest way to the fire area? Not this way? No, it's up. Your dad was watching me play Super Metroid on Friday. It was a sub-block game. He was just like, I can't believe my son is able to play this. He was so stressed out about all the bombable walls and stuff. No! This is the game that they mentioned in Super Metroid where it says that she went to a planet and wiped all of them out. It's Metroid 2 for the Game Boy. Ouch, jerk. That was not the right button. I don't like you. Now I like you better. Ooh, that upgraded melee attack is pretty sweet. Okay. It uses a lot of energy, though. I want to be careful with it. I wonder where they give me energy here. I want to make sure that I scan it, maybe? It's not revealing anything new. I guess when you use it as a counter, it doesn't consume energy. That's good enough. Alright, let's see if this works. It does not at all. Okay. Good to know. Try brute forcing my way through there on the other side. Oh god, let's not land in the lava. Well,
You tried.
I tried. I'll need to get new shenanigans to be able to do that. Hey, if you're new to the stream, I'm Marstead. I'm trying to beat every awesome game ever made. Oh, okay. So it sends you back to a save point if you weren't outside a boss door. But if you're outside a boss door, it essentially just leaves you outside the boss door. Makes sense. And it seems fair. If you want to see a list of the games you've played so far, you can go to games.marstead.com. You can see how you can vote for the next awesome game at vote.marstead.com. Patreon and Twitch subscribers get bonus points that they can spend to vote for the next game. And their choice of game is featured every Friday for Subblock. If you're just hanging out and lurking in the background, that's totally cool. This is a zero obligation channel. Welcome. It's good to have you. I want to use that to climb up and fill up those empty spaces. I'm actually kind of puzzled as to where the game wants me to go next at the moment. There's a missile up there that I can get to. I might be assuming that there's an elevator that I'm not allowed to access yet that I technically can access. I'm not sure where else that elevator would be other than, like, Samus' ship. I don't think that's right. You jerk. You jerk. It depends on you getting pretty good at that. Alright, let's see. Jump. Well, I uncovered a bunch of the screen. This is nice. Oh, yeah. That's just a Metroid thing. Have you played any Metroid games before, Retro? That's what they're all about. There's no tell that a wall is breakable. Your tell is that you're suspicious that you reached a dead end. Something I actually really like about Metroid over, like, Zelda. It's dependent more on that developer-player handshake, the I see what you did there effect. They're still often very playable without requiring brute forcing. It's just generally you should doubt dead ends is the best way to think of it. If you run into a dead end, there's a good chance something else is going on. Alright, so that doesn't go down, so maybe I can get to that item. I'm guessing it's just a missile. This way, maybe? What? No, I don't have the power bombs yet. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and explore the rest of the initial zone, because we haven't been here with all these power-ups ever. Haha. Some bombs? Or missiles? Really? How the hell did I get down here in the first place? Must have come the other direction. Oh. Come on. Come on. I know you want to. already have full meter. I don't need to mess around with it. I guess I'll turn on my thunder armor so long as I'm low on health. What do you think of what you see of this game so far?
You mean thunder armor though?
Thunder armor. It's consuming this new resource called Aeon. It's that yellow bar on the screen. I get it sometimes when I kill enemies. And it makes it so that damage is negated, but it spends that bar. So it doesn't confer invincibility to me, but it makes it a little bit safer when I'm low on health. And it lets me, it's like a progression ability, because if you're in a hallway that has a bunch of poison plants in it, you can use that to move through it without taking a bunch of damage. So I guess you could cheat your way through with just having a lot of energy tanks, right? I think there's a couple sections like that in... Can I get up here? I guess I can do this. There's a couple sections like that in Super Metroid, where it's like you can get something early just by having a lot of health and running through it as fast as you can. Now there's definitely a section of the map I haven't explored off to the right. I like the Chozo statues after you've already looted them just give you more Aeon. That's cool. Right, the first time I came here I didn't even have the Morph Ball yet. Take a missile tank. Use them a lot. This is one of the first Metroid games I've played where I feel like I'm using missiles constantly outside of boss fights. It feels pretty good. So like right there I should have taken some damage, but instead the lightning armor triggered. It also gives me a bigger melee attack, which is cool. How do you feel about this thing? I'll show you in a second. Kill this guy first. So one of my powers I use Aeon for is to scan. It shows me a bunch of places on the map and it makes breakable blocks flash.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it's good for people who...
Like your dad.
Yes. Or just people in general that are just like coming along
for the first time. Yeah. It helps you develop your Metroid vision. You definitely don't have to use the power. I've had a couple of rooms where I've used it where I probably would have been stuck if I didn't have it. I would have had to run around like I'm doing right now. It's not a thing, right? Oh, that's cool. I can turn on the thunder armor. Yeah, see how that block is flashing? It's destructible. I can turn on the thunder armor and then be able to press the button to activate the scan power. That's cute. The little laser that shows where you're aiming is kind of cool too. Like, I might be able to spider ball my way left of the ship. I think it was just a big tall wall. I'm not sure how that worked in the original game. Oops. You can definitely do bomb jump shenanigans in this game. Done it a couple times. Well, they give you the spider ball so early it's not super necessary. Apparently, Metroid 2 was the first appearance of the spider ball. The more you know. I'm suspicious of this. I'm out of energy to just cheat and check, so... do it this way. Watch it be in one of the gaps where I'm not placing bombs, right? Because if I tap it more slowly, that'll achieve the purpose. Is there gonna be a roof? Oh man. This is pretty high. I don't know! Dang it. Oh, I did want to save my progress. Don't judge. There we go. One of those, there are very few situations where I wouldn't want to save, but... Let's see how it revealed all those squares that I can't quite get to yet. There's got to be something on this wall. If there's not, I'm going to be really sad. Even if it requires an upgrade that I don't have yet, like a power bomb or something. Ooh. Hello. Ow. Ooh. You laughing at? Right. This might be progress, actually.
Where you need to go.
Yeah, it kind of looks like we're... Feels so. I love that. I can't get over how cool that feels, because it's hard to do. Like you have to do it really fast for Samus to auto aim through the whole thing. Shoot, missile. Yeah. Oh, not like that. See, and it looks really awful when you screw it up. You're like, why'd you let that thing hit you? Because I'm bad. Okay. Because I'm bad. Not the Michael Jackson bad. Not the 80s bad. Like, Power Glove, it's so bad. Just actually bad. Probably can just drop, right? Right? Just in case. No! You... Alright, so I think I need... I'm guessing that's the wave beam to get through that? Yes, yes. It's marked on the map now. And that's the power bomb, I think. So I might not actually be able to do anything here just yet. But at least I know what's out here now. Pretty sure that's power bomb. There's like there's a warp point in there too. Maybe there's something else I can get up here. Ooh, hello. Dude, I'm really excited about how much is out here. I was really worried that... Who earns? Another way to get in here? Booty butts. Some people's native flora and fauna, man. Alright, come on. Dang it. Do not have that yet. I think that's power bomb. Well, shoot. Unfortunately, does not appear to be anything I can do here just yet. I don't think there's any shenanigans I can do with, like, freezing those guys and climbing on them. That would be great. If I could open that guy, I totally would. Do not have the gun for it yet. So, I might need to look something up. I'm gonna go to the other warp point that I found. At least I have a couple things to check out here. I've got some power bomb walls, I've got a wave beam wall. And I think that's over there. So when I get either the power bomb or the wave beam, I'm gonna come back in this direction. Let's save all that. I get the Various suit, but I also haven't been in like significant lava areas. There's just that one really small area. Various suit let you swim in lava?
No, that's just gravity.
Gravity suit lets you swim in lava? Does it make it so you don't take damage in lava? Or reduce damage in lava?
The Various I think it just doesn't look back up in terms of a lot of things. Gravity just, you know, it just takes care of it, like, does no damage to you whatsoever.
Gotcha. Varia is pretty much just there to let you, nice. Let you enter zones that aren't environmentally friendly, which typically means hot zones. So there's a dead person. Nobody past him. I think we're just gonna go back to the area we saw earlier with the... I like that I can use that to just kind of run through areas quickly, just freeze everything and not actually kill them. The area with the elevator that it looked like I couldn't access yet. Maybe I could actually access it and I just couldn't realize it got there the first time. No, I don't know the history of the name of the various suit. What is it? It was in Metroid 1, right? I know it's in Zero Mission, but I've never actually played the NES Metroid for longer than a short amount of time, just because Zero Mission is so much better. Let me double check the left side of this map. I guess there's a green door. I don't know how to open green doors yet. And there's the Metroid machine, and then no other items. I guess there's one right there, but I doubt it's anything more than a missile, so... Supposed to be the barrier suit? Oh, that's funny. So it's a localization issue, since B's and V's sound very similar in Japanese, and they don't often, almost never end in a consonant. Varia, which then was localized as Varia. That's cool. So is it still called the barrier suit in Japanese then, I assume? Blue borders around the 3DS. What do you mean? I take up a lot more screen real estate with 3DS streaming, just because I have to get 2 screens on there. Let's see. I think this is the one. This is definitely where the missile is. They kept it because they sounded cool. I like Varia's suit. It's way more like flavorful sounding. I hadn't heard that before. That's rad. We still don't know why Justin Bailey is a code in Metroid 1, right? I think it's just that there's the way the code system works. The way the code system works, like there's a lot of potential valid codes. Different combinations of text produce different actual game states. It wasn't just a preset number of valid codes. And it just so happened that some kid's name, Justin Bailey, happened to be an unlock. I think this is a missile? Question mark. No? Thought that was a missile. I mean, it might still be. Some kid happened to try his name, and it happened to be valid. Oh, I think I have to blow that up before I can do that. Okay. Fair enough, game. Really? So I just wasn't getting it hard enough. I don't think I have to blow it up first to see what it is, but I need to not miss it, apparently. So I can move through that now with the thunder armor. Can't get through this door yet. Let's see. It's just the way to get back. Waste my thunder armor here. Maybe I need to jump on this thing. Nope, that's not it. This is where I got the thunder armor in the first place, rolling through the giant shows overhead. is where I got an unlock earlier. So this is where I want to go. How do I get in there, though, is the question. Something's not right. I can't get through this. Oh, I'm a dummy. That's that cool new design space I was talking about earlier, where there's a one-way door that you can shoot from the opposite side through a small gap. I didn't even think to do that last time I got here. Well, at least I got some extra... It wasn't all a waste of time, you know? That's a pretty cool secret. Should have guessed that it was just hanging out here the whole time. This way. And the door that's up here should be accessible now, and it wasn't out before. You're a jerk, you know? Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Sweet for that.
You know what that's a reference to? It's Star Wars. Okay. Alright, progress. Hey, we only had like a 20-minute detour there. We got to learn a little bit more about the area with Samus' ship, though, so... So far, I really dig that this game has shut up. There are no text, no characters. It's just Samus in a lonely planet committing Metroid genocide by herself. I feel like it's really necessary for Metroid to work. It's one of those things that I don't know if it was an intentional design decision of the original Metroid, Metroid 2 and Super Metroid, if they wanted it to feel lonely. Kinda, it's not like horror, but it's unsettling in a really cool way, and I haven't seen a lot of games pull that off. It'll bum me out in Metroid 3 that you have so many talking NPCs. You have some in Metroid Prime 2 as well. They're a little bit less invasive than the Metroid Prime 3 characters. Come on. You get bonus energy if you counter like that. Really? Really? This place is pretty evil looking. Lucky that the Chozo like settled the entire world, right? Hey. Yeah, it sounds like Other M never shuts up. And it kind of, like, messes with Samus's character. It's okay for Samus to have weaknesses, like she doesn't have to be perfect, but what I understand of what that game's plot is, it kind of takes what Samus has been established to be. Well, that's a neat way to keep me from climbing up there. I wonder if I can do it with, the lightning armor, probably not. Because it looks like it physically knocked me back, unlike the flowers. It's worse than dialogue exposition. It's unnecessary dialogue exposition. I know, right? That drives me nutty in games. Oh my god, I get it. That's like it's a Team Ninja problem, right? You jerk. The melee attack also one-shots frozen enemies, which is kind of cool. You couldn't land it, which I clearly could not there. Alright, up we climb. I love how these games, like, once they reach a point where they say, okay, we know that you have the spider ball, like, the entire level design changes to get a lot more vertical than it could have been before. Or when you get the high jump or whatever the mechanic is in the game. Pretty good about that. Pretty good about that. Here, Jay, can you hold the camera on Ben? You can see it in the corner here. While he's sitting here moping. Turn it off. Look at this cat. Whoa! Did not think there would be one in this room. It was my bad. Okay, can I counter that is a good question. I'm not sure. Looks like it doesn't really drop anything if you don't need it. Can't counter that. Can't jump for shit in water. Nope. So he does one that's electric, but I definitely can't counter. And he does one that's not telegraphed, and I'm guessing I can't counter? I'm not sure. This feels so cool! I love it! Nice.
Says.
Thanks for holding it, Jay. Oh, Ben. Look at this cat. Isn't it neat? Circle of life. I find something that's about Ben being hungry, right? I end up taking so many songs and just subbing them for Ben and Marnie wanting food. And yesterday he decided he was going to circle my monitors. I have 3 monitors and a laptop over here, and he's doing it right now. Walks all the way around, walks in front of them and goes around the back. That's a bite.
He's sitting here.
How dare you say that? How dare you? Have you seen that meme, Jay? First of all, how dare you? Second of all, what gives you the right? Hey, it's a work point. I think that's Ben's life. First of all, how dare you? Oh, no, the elevator. Holy shit. Man, this is complicated. First of all, how dare you? Human. This is the use case for lightning armor. I'm actually not sure if that does, like, if it knocks you back or if you can just eat the damage without the lightning armor. Could be worth trying. This is pretty cool. I've already had the vision where I, like, press that in the wrong place and it shoots me off the wall. I'm all the way back up. Like some kind of caveman. Yay, bomb jumping. Okay, I've learned what that means. That's Nintendo saying, screw you. Don't try that. We know you're trying it. It's kind of funny they have to put that in there. They give you all this freedom with the spider ball, and they're like, actually, nah. Oh, hey, it's on. These are all the mutated Metroids, and I'm having to... Oh shit, I forgot about that attack. Luckily, I had the lightning armor on. It hits like a truck. Love that animation, it's so cool looking. Land the counter. Makes these guys a lot more fun to fight. Where are you at? Come on. Come here, buddy. I'm not gonna come down there with you. So I might have to. Come here. Come here, buddy. You're the worst, you know that? That's fine. On you, butt. First of all, how dare you? Whoa! Oh, well, there goes my lightning armor. Oh, I was almost dead. Nice. Neato. Get your DNA piece. So the way this is oriented, each stage you have to kill a certain number of Metroids to be able to progress. Oh, it's a green door. Super missiles?
Very likely.
Maybe like what?
I said very likely.
Yeah. Don't think I can open green doors yet. There's another one on the first level that I haven't gotten yet. Really? Really want me to do this? Oh no. Warp juice, shit. I think they want me to do this. Sound was that cheap? I'm a little bit worried, Sound. I'm a little bit worried. I'll be honest.
Those one spikes, I feel like,
I don't think they insta-kill you. I don't think they're like Mega Man. They do hurt very badly, though. God. Yes, Ben. I know. Just wait, buddy. For a second, I thought this was a bonus stream, and I was like all bummed. Like, oh man, I'm gonna have to wait until I get some more SP spent on it before I can play it again. But no, this is a voting spreadsheet game. It won. Hi, Ben. Yep. Yes, I love you too, Ben. Bye, Ben. I'm gonna climb and roll my head in your head. Never mind. I don't actually care that much. Feed me. Circle of Ben. Meow, 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 meow. He's so soft and furry. Okay, I haven't been up here yet. That's not a thing. I like the background here. It's got that cool 2.5D thing. It's so hard to get used to the idea of spreadsheet games that aren't Deus Ex, I know, right? At least now I can do 4 hours per day for voting system games. I'll just churn a little bit faster. 8 hours a week isn't too bad. It's not as good as we used to do 5 or even 6 back when the stream first started, but we'll get there. Hey. Ben, don't do that. Ooh. Oh boy. You gotta have... Oh, this thing looks familiar. Is this in another Metroid game?
It's like the first boss you fight.
Sorry, Jay. Apparently it's from this game. I had no idea. I might want to use the regular beam for this guy instead. Ice beam doesn't seem to be doing me any favors here. Tap the touchscreen for it, though. Gross. Well, right, it was in the original Metroid 2, but I was wondering if it was in a Metroid game other than Metroid 2. I love the... Oh, it's a Chozo statue. Surprise! It's a boss. You're wrong. You goof. It's also in another Metroid 2 remake, I'm sure. I feel like I've seen this sprite in, maybe on, like, Spriter's Resource or something. This would be a classic Metroid 2 sprite. Boss, I should say. Hey! I don't know why I want this, though. Because I can already bomb jump everywhere. I guess it's convenient. Oh, you know, I bet you it lets you jump over... Oh, maybe not. It doesn't let you jump over those red spikes, but looks like it just makes you fall. Okay. Alright, game. I see what you're doing to me here. I'm gonna find an alternate way to get out of your boss room. Okay. Well, laugh it up. Okay, so is this why they have this mechanic? These things are interesting. They suck up bombs. I guess that's what this was for mostly, so you can't... In areas where you can't use the bomb jump, you can use a spring ball to get up. So there's a couple missile packs I can get because of that now. That's cool. That was a cool boss. Back to the ice beam. Ah. Ah. Aha. Ho 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 ho.
Why they give you the spider ball, then the spring ball.
Yeah, right? It's interesting. I guess maybe is the spring ball useful without the spider ball? Maybe. I love that. I just love it. Never will get old. We probably just skipped a bunch of items. I regret that. I heavily regret that. It's among the worst decisions I've ever made. Alright, I think I want to go back to the statue, maybe? No, there's another elevator I found here. Whenever you go to the statue, it gives you a hint where a Metroid is that you haven't found yet. But I think there's enough places for me to explore. I don't really need hints at the moment. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, what gives you the right? I should try being less frozen next time. I think there was one that was near this room. May have been why there was all this gunk on the walls. Whee! Yes, Ben? Be in a butt, man. Up. I wish I could jump straight up. I think jumping with the spring is only possible off the wall you're currently on. There's nothing to be over there until I get the power bomb. This room is incredibly suspicious to me. Yeah, I thought so. I like the sound tells you you did uncover, even though that sound was driving me crazy the first time I heard it. I see an obvious one from here. Hey HDL, what's groovin'? How you doing? Oh, you know, I bet it's just the ones that are up here. Maybe not. No, it is the ones that are up there. Okay. So there must be another way to get into that room down there that I'm expecting right now. That's fine. I'll keep exploring to the west. Maybe I can take the elevator down and get in there. That's what they're going for. I wish I could, like, enter into, like, a Zen mode where I counter multiple enemies at once. That's good to hear. I love it. It's so good. It feels so right. Especially those dudes where it like knocks them backward and you can hit their weak point. It might be a pain otherwise. Yes, please. These must be loading screens. I'm guessing this part of the map, even though it shows the same zone, must require more loading. New save point hype? God, kitties. Look at this cat. What do you want? And he like looks away when I point this at him. Marty's right behind him on the couch. I can't get him, but he's just meowing quietly off in the distance. I'm telling you, man, some people's cats. Oh, sweet. What's leading you to start a vegetable garden? Freeze those? No, just move past them. That's going to be tricky getting back up there, and I think that's by design. Alright, so there's another lava zone. Don't want to go into because I don't want to die. Okay, so I can use the thunder armor to get past this crap. Cool. I do dig that mechanic. The hell is this? Alright, that must be some power I do not have yet. I think I was telling you, HDL, I need to have one that's 18 by 18. The one you gave me is way too big, so if you can find the icon that's the right size, I can. It doesn't. The one you sent me doesn't resize very well. Oh shoot! Right. Okay, here we go. I feel like I'm about to get the various suit. All of the lava areas here. Howdy. Screw attack? Oh no, it's various suit. Cool. I love costume changes. She's got her cool shoulder pads now. Definitely feels like the canonical Samus. No problem, dude. Reduces damage taken. I feel like the game so far has been balanced around you having the various suit later on. Okay, don't have the ice thing yet. Kicking through that. That's gonna mean I can get a full bar fill every time. Oh, ouch. Speedrunner's hell room, basically. Let me get my stuff back here, killing these things. Just a little, I'm not going to spend forever doing this. Is it faster with regular beam? I love that Norfair just means lava level now. Pretty much since Metroid Prime, they're like, you know what? Let's do our own soundtrack. But Norfair was pretty great, so let's keep that one. Cool. They do have some enemies that you can't damage boost through, it looks like, without using the lightning armor. Was this flying enemy also in Metroid 2 for the Game Boy? It's in like every zone. And it's a pretty straightforward enemy to fight. Make sure you're always having full resources. I'm just surprised how many times you see it. That's where the missile, or maybe with a corner like that, that might actually be a, what do you call it? Energy tank. I haven't gotten one in a while, it'd be pretty nice. Sweet. Ooh, alright, it's tricky. Nice. It's just a missile. That's still cool though. So that would be a really hard one to find. I guess you've got the circle on the map tells you to search there without using the little find stuff power up. Scan, whatever it's called. Cannot melee while aiming at distance. These things gotta suck for speedrunners. Maybe if you move through the level really quickly, you can, don't think, just go avoid them. No, it's not gonna happen. Keep going southeast. Kaboom! This game is really great. I'm mostly just over here just playing it, having a really happy time. It's a lot better than I was even expecting it to be. Given that it's been so long since we've had a 2D Metroid game from Nintendo. Like, was this developed in-house by Nintendo, or did it involve, like, a third party? Oh, a new variant of mutated Metroid, presumably? That's cool. Same deal, it's invincible during the lightning attack. Good God. I want to fill up on resources outside the room. Let's see. Try one more time, just try to not be bad this time, maybe. And it's got skippable cutscenes. Okay, looks like I can hit it in the face when I frozen its butt like that. Oh, so they get progressively more weak to ice over time then, huh? That's kind of a cool way to explore that mechanic. Oh, the dodge. Mercury Steam help with development? They did a really good job. It's like the opposite of Other M so far. I guess I should be fair to Other M. I haven't actually played it, I've just heard things. We will play it on stream eventually. I don't know if it completely counts as an awesome game. I'm sure that the game itself is pretty well designed. Yeah, that's pretty great. Freeze it in the butt, basically. Nice. Wow, that... Night and day from the first two attempts. Well, now I know how to fight that one. That's really neat. So that explains why you're able to fight them at the very beginning of the game without having the ice beam. And I like how the game doesn't need to pop up and say, Samus, Samus! It turns out that the later just shut up. I get it. Use the ice beam. It gets increasingly weak against it. It's pretty cool. Remember, I think I needed, I want to say 8 Metroids dead to progress here. Whew, just gotten that pretty close there. Ugh. I wish I could use the D-pad in this game. There's our exits. Sweet. Okay, there's like healing room in there, which would be really swell right about now, to be honest. Just highlighting the one I already know about, right? Okay, I thought so. Let me get whatever that is. Blue doors. This is a way to make sure I don't come at this from the other direction. That's cute. I don't know how to open this thing. I'm excited to find out what some of these upgrades actually are. Maybe that's what this is. Wave beam, sweet. That would be purple doors, which we've already seen a few of, so that opens up some exploration. Pass through solid objects. Okay. Ah, and it's just a flat upgrade to the So that's actually not the same thing as the other purple doors we've found in the past, turns out. Kinda wish that wasn't a touchscreen button. Alright, where does this go? I guess we've already been to. Yep. I guess the lower damage of the ice beam was getting me in trouble a little bit. Not super duper bad. Okay, let me think about this. We got full meter in the one room. Door we can't get to. Let's try going this way and going. Not a lot I can do in those little side rooms, unfortunately. I like that the game doesn't just tell you outright on the map where all the Metroids are. It's like each time you get stuck, you can go back to the statue if you want to try to get a tip. Some games would not be able to resist just putting it on the map the entire time. Cool. Already been in that corner. Haven't been through here yet. So like, single ice shot plus missile is an insta-kill on most of the enemies in the game. That's been true pretty much since Metroid 1, right? It makes sense. Hello. Guessing that that's actually gonna be the same crap, right? Yeah. Thought I'd check. You never know. Some Benji. How do we get over here? That makes sense. You still have to know where to use the scanner. I mean, I guess you could use it on every screen, but once they give you the Thunder Armor, you actually have a pretty good reason to conserve your Aeon. It actually feels like a really good It feels like really good game design to give you Aeon and only have the scanner to use it on early in the game, so you can kind of get... If you've never played a Metroid game before, you can kind of learn, oh, okay, so I should be looking for vulnerable walls. And you can spam it on every screen if you get stuck. And then as you get more and more tools, you're like, oh, maybe I'll conserve it and just try to find stuff on my own. I was worried when I first got it that, like, oh man, I hope this game isn't dependent on me using that scanning tool. But I don't actually proc it that often. You still feel like you have to find stuff. I didn't trust Nintendo at first. I think it was a good decision. They've gotten really, really good in the past few console generations at appealing both to the hardcore gamer and to the more casual gamer. Yeah, it's fantastic. Like, I have people that probably couldn't... I have friends that probably couldn't handle your typical Metroid game. If I were to introduce them to Metroid, this would be the game I'd start them with, I think. It also doesn't feel insulting to a veteran Metroid player, which is a pretty big risk they would be taking, right? Maybe this just makes it challenging for me to bomb jump up here. Guessing the floor falls out from beneath me, too. Ooh, and the floor fell out from beneath me. That's pretty great. Totally didn't even have to get it right now either. It's just a nice little bonus warp station for later. Awesome. I love bomb jumping. It's very, very elegant. Nintendo has been really nailing it. Like, they had to spend the Wii courting a different audience than their core. And the Wii U, they started to get some new ideas, too, about how to address both. Now I feel like the Switch and these late 3DS games, they've just really nailed it. They also had to spend the Wii, like, and maybe the late GameCube learning that they needed to edit themselves. They need to shut up occasionally, right? Like, games like Skyward Sword really do not respect the player's time with how much time is spent on pop-ups and characters harassing you, telling you what to do. Ooh, Shaded Zeal, you are in for a treat. You should totally play Zero Mission, which is to Metroid 1 what this game is to Metroid 2, and Metroid Fusion. They're just both incredibly stellar, outstanding games. The other Prime games are pretty good too. I don't think 2 and 3 are quite as good as 1, but they're still, like, you know, 9 out of 10. Yeah, I envy anybody that can play Metroid Zero Mission and Fusion blind. It might have been long enough that I don't remember most of the world map for either game, but... Oh, same thing, this name, for sure. Getting on that. Yeah, I think Zero Mission is one of my favorites. It's just really, really, really solid. It manages to take a game that did not age very well, the original Metroid for the NES, and expand on it. I think that Zero Mission is probably the greatest remake in the history of gaming. Can't think of a better example. Where it's respectful of the original game, it's not just a total reboot. Like, it still uses a lot of the same map components, but it builds on and expands on and improves on it in just about every way. Yeah, that sounds fair. You can get a Metroid burnout pretty easily. High jump boots. Neat. Like, what's that going to get me to that I can't reach right now with bomb jumping? I guess it'll make it convenient. Greatly increase the high jump. Oh, wow, they're not kidding. It's not like with the high jump boots in Metroid or Super Metroid are kind of like, okay, you can go like a tile higher. It's pretty nice. And this thing gives you more energy immediately. What a treat. We're nailing it. Ooh, that's cool. No. See, so like this is a really good example of secrets building on themselves in Metroid without needing to have an obvious breakable wall. Like, after I find the first secret, when I get into this hallway, like, There's no way there's just a hallway here that has nothing in it, right? That would be poor design. But that's that developer-player handshake that I like so much, where you can kind of feel the dev winking at you. I'm gonna see what you did there. What's the purple one? Come here. Dies just as easily. Ah, it's a room that I need the high jump to use. Sweet. Was that just all for a missile tank? I mean, I'm very happy to have a missile tank, but just making sure there's nothing else of interest here. I don't hear the tink-tink noise. And I legit think that the... Oh, that's cool, the spring ball jumps higher as well. I legit think that the annoying sound effect of there's a block nearby is an actual reasonable disincentive against spamming the scanner button. Hey, if you're new to the stream, I'm Marstead. I'm trying to beat every awesome game ever made. I believe there's so many awesome games out there that it's impossible for any one person to play or even beat all of them. But that means I've got a lot of job security. That's my goal. If you want to see a list of all the games you've played on stream so far, you can go to games.marstead.com. This game was actually voted onto the schedule. We were earning currency when you watch the stream that you can spend to vote on the next game, so people who watch a lot get a lot of influence in the schedule. Twitch and Patreon subscribers get a bit of a bonus to their points for voting, and can add games to our weekly sub-block on Fridays where we play games recommended by subscribers. And let me get out of this area before we keep talking. Do I need to jump? Oh, I bet I just high jump. I bet I don't even need to use the... I've gotten so used to that. Yeah. Whoa, it was cool in the background. But if you're just lurking, hanging out in the background, that's cool. This is a zero obligation channel. It is good to have you. Stop it. Go away. It's a neat, kind of unnecessary 3D effects. Oh, do I need that thing to get up here? I may have needed to keep that guy alive. Alright, well I can try to bomb jump. That's interesting. The high jump affects the height of your bomb jump? I wonder if it significantly changes the timing, or affects the maximum heights that you can reach. Shoot. Wow. That was pretty nutty. I think there was juice on the side of the wall, wasn't there? Or maybe I missed it. There wasn't. Gunk that keeps you from wall crawling. Yeah. I am lower on health than I thought I was. Alright, here's the wave beam. Ooh, that thing drops a bunch of resources. That's pretty nice. Alright, so we still don't know how to deal with that. I've seen a couple of those now. It might be super missile. I gotta get into water to get this shit to go away. Can't see me from here. Oh, I see. Okay. It's only on the one side. Gotcha. Yeah, I just missed it then. Good call. Well, it's good to know that the high jump affects the bomb jump. Wasn't expecting that. Actually not sure if that's true for any of the other Metroid games. Yeah, I know, right? I was thinking about that too, this name. Like, they could have made the Spider Ball a really late upgrade, but they really think about your access to it. And the overall level design of the game gets really vertical very early. I think you get significant vertical mobility earlier than any other Metroid game that I've played. I don't know about Other M, but... I don't have any meter for it. Womp womp. Probably another way to get up there. Oh no, this is just how I see that there's a reward up there. Okay, so what I want to do here is just get all my health back. I'm alright with it being on right now. Guess I could shut it off, but not using the resource or anything else. Hey, energy tank. Sweet. I needed one of those. Yeah, it's a very vertical map. If you just look at the world map here... Well, maybe I can't access it. I should go find my Samus amiibo. I think it's in the garage. It's my one broken amiibo. Leg snapped off of it. But I think I still have the base somewhere. I'm not sure what it does, but... It's only the new 3DS that can read amiibos, right? The original Game Boy version, I mean. Wave Beam does way more damage. Oh, I should maybe just be using this now. I was using the Frost Beam because it was more efficient in terms of number of shots. Killing dudes. Okay, I've got my little warp point there. Do I want to use it? I guess there's areas to explore in the northwest. A bunch of other parts of the map that have purple doors that I could go back to. I warp here pretty easily. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I felt all special getting to that warp early, but it's you're supposed to have the high jump instead of jumping. Right on. How does the amiibo reader work? How do you do an add-on for the 3DS? I'm guessing it just fills your health or something. Maybe gives you a different skin. Various suit looks so much cooler than the base suit. You jerk. I don't know what kind of thing that was. No, it's accessible from another area, I think. Shit. Come on. I totally missed the timing on this. One shot's enough without the ice. Now let's use this for a while instead of the ice beam. So there's a way to get up there and drop down. Interesting. Red connector, you say? Yeah, how do I get over there? Because it's not even showing on the map as a valid zone. But I think the ice beam is effectively an upgrade over the regular charge beam until you get the wave beam. Oh, it keeps charging until it hits you. Once you get the wave beam, then it's better. Which is nice, it's a cool way to balance it. You got your ice beam basically becomes a utility beam after that. You don't really realize how big of a deal piercing is either. Alright, show me where the next Metroid is, please. Box. Warp over there pretty easily. I might use the warp to go unlock some stuff in the earlier maps. More energy tanks would be great, even though I'm taking less damage now with the Various suit. Oh yeah, difference in damage dealt is pretty nice. So you're telling me there's nothing over here? It's dubious of that. Alright. Guess I'll save again. I really like this game's approach to saving. Like, it sends you back to a save point and you die, but if you died on a boss, we're just gonna put you outside the door. It's a nice, middle ground, I feel, between just having a full autosave where dying puts you exactly where you were a second ago. Saving is such an important element of modern game design, I feel like. To be able to do it regularly without significant hassle. Punishment for failure should be that you failed, not that you have to repeat content that you already succeeded on. Let's try going this way and west, I guess? There was a purple door, I believe, up by the, Samus' ship. What's the name of her ship? But I don't know if the purple doors that have 3 eyes in them are accessible with this. This might just be the purple doors that have like a rock in front of them, and those separate like beam that splits into 3 parts that can hit all 3 of them at the same time. Oh yeah, no, I was really excited when I saw the teleport stations as well. A lot of Metroid games have a problem with speed moving around the map. It can be really frustrating. That's interesting. Still don't have any way to kill that thing. I guess we hit him in the front, maybe. That's where I want to ride on the ceiling, huh? I was already at 4 missiles. Right, wave beam, what we want right now. So I don't have power bombs. Power bombs is another shortcut. Maybe I'm getting the power bombs soon, given how many of these there are. That must be a one-way path, I'm guessing. I love this game. I wouldn't say it is shaping up to be my favorite Metroid game. I have to play more of it. But it's certainly really, really good. And if I'm ever trying to get someone in Metroid, I think I might recommend they try this one first. It's quite a bit more accessible. A lot of stuff us Metroid players take for granted. Okay. This is jump shenanigans? I don't think I know what that thing is yet. I might be able to bomb jump up there. So this game seems to be as good as Other M is bad. Nice. Don't think I was supposed to do it that way, but that works. They throw little bones to you every now and then. Cannot open that wall yet. I think that's what... Oh, maybe it's like a grapple or something. Bet you that's what it is. I just don't have one yet. Sweet. Oh wow. Yeah, being able to shoot through walls is pretty great. Feels more significant in this game. I like doing that intended solution. It's one of my favorite things about Metroid games. Often let you get away with it. Is it through here, probably? Looks like a bigger boss room, potentially. Maybe not. Ooh. Those things hit like a truck. I should be more careful. I'm sure there's another block here. Okay. Didn't think so, I wanted to be sure. Sweet. Yes, please. Good. Oh, this is supposed to be the boss room. Makes sense with the save right outside. Oh, one of the regular ones again. Right. Guess I was supposed to fight this one a little bit sooner. Oh, it does no damage. Okay, so it's ice and missiles. Got it. Forgot to switch to the melee attack. Wow, yeah, that went pretty differently than a lot of my earlier fights where I've been really dependent on the melee attack. Cool. You can feel yourself getting better at the controls for a game. Okay, that basically requires that you have the high jump. Let's see. So, I'm gonna go double check the rest of this area before we go in there. It looks like progress to me. Get on the roof, maybe? Oh, they want to make sure you have the high jump for this boss fight. I see. I should be able to just... Gotcha. Not for the boss fight, but after the boss fight to get to the next area. I don't think there's anything this way. I'm actually just going to go out through the eastern door and try to find out what's all the way over that way. Probably a dead end at some point. Actually, I was complaining about the wave buttons being on the touchscreen, but it's so close to where my thumb is anyway, they actually function as extra buttons really effectively. So I take back my complaint. Let's make sure that you have the spring ball and the high jump, it looks like. Whatever. I'm guessing that the Game Boy version also did not, like, give you any kind of a you're close to a Metroid button. Anyone down here? Remember lighting? Just a weird lighting thing. Hey, it's another one of the big ones. No, it's... Game Boy version didn't let you keep beam types. Oh no, it's the same as the original Metroid for the NES, right? You had to at one point go back and get the ice beam back in order to beat the game, because you needed the wave beam for progression. This might just be a legit dead end for once. That's fair. Yeah. Man, this one really is just better in every way, huh? There's no longer any reason to play Metroid 2. Other than maybe as a curiosity. Oh, it doesn't do as much damage because it's a full charge shot when you first land the counter, I think. Yeah. Even though it doesn't look like one, it does as much damage, or it treats it as though it was a full charge shot. Nice. Save again. Killed 2 bosses. Pretty good about that. I'm so stoked for Metroid Prime 4. I hope it's really good. We don't know who's developing it, do we? We just have a title that everyone's losing their minds about. I don't think it's Retro, unfortunately. Hey, thanks BKB Ratchet. I've been doing very well.
You're super awesome.
Oh shit.
Thanks.
Didn't hear the audio. Oh, there is no audio cue because we got the Norfair music. That's funny. Why do they climb up like that? Ratchet, your sub-block's coming up again soon, and I just got a Frame Meister, which should let me stream from a PS2 rather than PS3. So if you want to keep Ratchet and Clank on there, I might try to recreate the save file from the PS3 version as closely as possible on the PS2. Should be able to do that. Nice. Love the Norfair music. I feel like this is just gonna be the lava music from now on. Yeah, technically you're not in Norfair. Deal with it. The pace of this game is really cool too. Like, the way this one's been set up, like at first you're kind of just very slowly fighting one Metroid at a time, struggling a little bit, and then as you get more and more confident, you're just like blitzing through them. That's as much like the number of missiles that you have as it is your health total. Cool. That's supposed to be the best possible way to upscale. Spent the April Fool's money on it, so I think it'll be a worthwhile investment, especially if we ever play like a original Xbox game where I have to play it on the original console in a lot of cases. What is up here? It's just super weird. I've never seen one of those before. Does it mark that on the map? What is that? It's apparently something that unlocks once you bust it open. It's blocking my access to the square that's behind it, which is probably, I had to guess, a interesting. Can't jump high enough to get up to the bomb, and it knocks me down. Interesting. So maybe they're giving me a warp here, telling me I need to come back with the new progression ability. Let's go back up to the first zone. We got all this new progression stuff. High jump. Let's see. I guess first I'll go hit the statue that tells me where the Metroids are. I know. This game has a mostly new soundtrack. I'm not sure how much music was actually in the. Like this zone in particular is so much easier now that we have the high jump. I didn't even really think about how much of a pain it was to get around before. I don't know how much music was in the Game Boy version. It was mostly sound effects. A lot of the Game Boy games had super killer soundtracks. So there's one more Metroid I gotta find. And it's gonna tell me where it is, because it is kind. Rarely use missiles in boss fights. Yeah, I just mash them. Enemies die like they go out like tissue paper. It's pretty rad. Ouch. Screen size was a pretty big issue. Said Samus took up like a quarter of the screen. It was like Barbie for the NES. But actually a good game. Let me see if I can get up in that corner. Now that I can get around more easily. Before, if I fell, it was pretty punishing. But... swing. Dead. Maybe it's a night boat thing. There's gotta be a way to get over there, right? There totally is, but I felt like the scanner would always show you rooms on the map. Maybe there are some exceptions to that rule. It'd be nice for some puzzles to remain totally hidden, you know? Well, let's go back and warp, try to get this last Metroid. Gotta get the last Metroid into captivity so that the galaxy can be at peace. Yes, it is a... This game is to Metroid 2 as Zero Mission is to Metroid 1. That's correct. It's pretty great so far. Big fan. Basically no complaints about it. Oh, wait, actually. You always fall down, even if you're bouncing from wall to wall. This is calibrated to be precisely impossible. Maybe that's what I gotta do? I bet that doesn't feel very possible. Well, maybe through shenanigans it is, though. That seems rough, though. It seems like definitely unintentional if it actually does work. I think it's too fast. I don't think I can reach it. Alright, so this is where the corpse is. Does that really do anything? Oh, it does respond. Looks like it only responds to the wave gun. But it's making a tinking noise like it's not effective. This doesn't work. Not really much else for me to explore on this map right now, right? I guess there's an item over there. No progression related unlocks anywhere. Can't open green doors yet. Bombs don't do anything. Maybe this thing is changing form, and like I need to let it grow out of the egg? Sure, Mega Man. Does it have to do with getting past that thing in particular? I have everything to get the next Metroid right now. That's a good way to put it. Can I do anything with this weird egg thing that's in the corner, or no? Talking about Darkstar's name setting. Can't see it. Ooh, I got it. Nice. I guess I never needed a bomb in the first place. Can't do anything with the egg. Okay, thank you. I should have just tried a missile before repeating that over and over and over, but hey, now I know. Cool. Probably in this long hallway. At least to here. Yeah, that's the way to get back. Hey, hi buddy. Probably should have smacked it there. Oops, forgot to stop that. Sweet. Thanks, game. Appreciate it. Can warp there pretty easily. Oops, I'm not going to jump in the lava. Decidedly a not on purpose thing. Yeah, so the way this game works, if you guys would like to, if I abandon something thinking, no, I can't do this yet, I must go find another upgrade, you can go ahead and do what Mega Man did and say, actually, no, you can progress here. That's fine. You don't have to tell me how to do it, but that's perfect just to let me know that I don't go off on a wild goose chase like I did earlier when Jaden was here, going back to the first starting area. That's really weird. Maybe it's based on the font set. Better TTV setting. First of all, Darkstar, how dare you? Second of all, what gives you the right? Are you getting ads? Yeah. I transferred our Prime account over to Andrea's Twitch username. And I was like, alright, now I get ads in the Twitch dashboard. Forgot that was kind of a passive benefit I was getting. Kill little thingies. The only way to kill them was with the lightning armor, which is interesting. Oh wow, it's consumed a lot of lightning armor. So we need to get up here. No, it's just one way. Okay. That's a lot of little thingies. I'm Wish I could zap them. Oh, I can zap them. Never mind. Never mind. Guess they're not so bad if you've got the upgrade that I have, though. Alright, so Power Bomb is the only way to get through here, presumably. I love that counter. What a great idea. So we gotta use the lightning armor to get through here. Try to find some enemies to get juice from. Look at how far I have to scroll to get them to respawn. This might be good enough, we'll try it. Dang it. Dang it, Bobby. Come on, Samus, you can do this. Alright, that wasn't too bad. For a missile tank, I'll take it. More energy, another elevator. Don't know how this red thing works yet. We've seen it before. Probably a new power we're gonna get. Hey, Jan. How you doing? Glad you're able to get some sleep. Missed out on an outstanding game. Unfortunately, we still have another 7 or so hours of it after today. Being on the schedule every day. I might actually play this tomorrow. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's less cool. Maybe don't let the laser thing shoot me to death. I might play this tomorrow if we beat Uplink early in lieu of Last of Us. I need to do a little bit more prep for Last of Us because I don't have enough space on my PS4 hard drive for it. But then next week we'll definitely do Last of Us if we beat Uplink. Okay, so we gotta get 10 Metroids. Can do. So climb all the way around here, right? Whatever the default is, I don't know if I can spend very much money on it. There's a bunch of games that I own on disc that are still installed on there, which is really frustrating. Taking up tons of space. One-off sub-block games, I can delete them, but I'll just have to reinstall them again. That laser thing hits like a truck. Do not treat it lightly, take it for granted. Crap. At least put me back to the elevator, that's nice. Maybe I can kill it, can I? I cannot kill it. It does almost 100 damage per hour. Nothing remembers. What's the difficulty talk for Last of Us? I never played it, I don't know anything about it. Alright, watch out for the evil lasers. Roger. It's just you gotta, like, get out of its view quickly. I don't think there's any other way for me to deal with it right now. I just wish so many games like Nier Automata takes up so much space, even though I bought the disc for it. It's just giant, giant install. And get the palette swapped jumpy monster. Oh, that's cool. It's giving me a similar yellow response to the egg that I couldn't kill earlier. Good to know. Oh, it's another statue. I'm getting a new cool power. That's cool. just used up all of my juice. Is this thing maybe? Nice. Resource scarcity is important in the game. No, you don't want higher combat difficulty. I mean, unless if it's necessary. It's one of those things where I kind of wish games would have resource scarcity be a separate choice from like the number of hit points enemies have and the amount of damage they deal. Yeah, I can hear that. We had that problem with Half-Life 2, right, where the combat difficulty is boring, but the ammo reduction in the higher difficulties is interesting. But you can't have one without the other. I was just gonna play it on normal. Interesting. Hold Y for rapid fire shots, press A again to deactivate. That's pretty cute. I like that. I'm down with that. Fucks with that. Oops. So does that let me get past one of these, for example? Ha. That's pretty awesome. Gives you a lot of your resource back too at the end of it. Oh, I can have multiple of my Aeon powers on at the same time. Right. So I'm guessing that also pops the egg that I saw earlier. And that made Aeon into a really cool resource. Yeah, in case you weren't clear. Down for longer. They drop a decent amount of resource too. Now in theory, I reach the other one. I think it still shoots through walls. Yeah, if it has mid-game difficulty changing, that'd be nice. Need to find a way to get past those cool wallies. Totally worked. Very nice. Basically pays for itself. There's Ben. You hear Jaden or somebody in the kitchen that's getting ice from the fridge. And Ben. But you hear the kitchen too? You think someone else is gonna feed you? That's not how this works. Goof. Hi Marty. Hi Ben. I'm not gonna look at you, shit. Oh, forgot to turn that off. I remember that. There's one of those evil Wally robots. Does this thing do the same thing? No. Okay. Good to know, just thought I'd check. Some other power up for that. So I can break line of sight. It's a neat way to like really discourage you from doing something without outright telling you you can't. It's Cloister. This enemy has a really like fine design compared to a lot of the other ones. I melee it? Nice. It has really fine detail on its inside. I wonder if it's new to this game. It wasn't in Metroid 2. Hello. That's fun. Ouch. So many dudes. Good way to fill up your stats, though. Juice, rather. God, you guys. Can you all not? Basically spiky, yeah. That went better. So I can spider ball up there, I think. You can parry the bees? Oh, can you parry the bees? You can parry the cloister. I think the bees you have to turn on the thunder armor, the lightning armor, so that they get nuked every time they touch you. Yeah, that's not happening. I have no way around that because I jump and I fall. I'm up the full aeon again though, that's nice. Final sting. Baby bees compared to FF11. Man, if you don't get that instant counter, I think it's just an instant kill if you press the button on time. Looks like that super shot thing is pretty great for dealing with them. Still hit pretty hard though. There's another upgrade down here. I'm trying to get that and then maybe work towards the save point. Coming up on time here. It was basically a guaranteed one-shot in FF11, similar to a bomb exploding. It's actually worse than a bomb exploding, because a bomb exploding would at least kill itself in 11. Pretty standard way to try to level up. Get a bomb to like 30% health and then run away from it while it explodes on itself, so it kills itself and gives you XP, as though you finished it off. Grapple Beam latches onto blue or red grapple points. Tap its icon on the touchscreen to equip and hold Y to fire. Fire to grapple point in free aim mode to auto-activate this beam. Ah, okay, that's cute. That's what those are. Cool. Oh wow, so I don't actually have to switch to it as a beam all the time. That's quite nice. We've seen several of those around the game world now. Oops. Alright, so what's the difference then between... Ah, blue is you run to it. That feels really good. Make it so you don't have to switch to it. As long as you target it, it gives you the grapple. That is a really good decision. That must have come from iteration. I should have gotten my free full juice meter. Feels so good. Feels so right. Those guys are a pain in the butt to kill, though. I like that it turns blue, too. It's just a really nice UI. It's very clear what they want you to do with it. How it's intended to work. actual wall, right? Ah, I see. So there's a little bit of... Interesting. Okay. It doesn't shoot through walls, that's important to know. Cool. That's a save point up there. Keep it as my base in case we get lost. Yes, please. I love the progression of upgrades in this game, too. Was the grapple beam in the Game Boy version? Did that wrong. Feels so good. It's elevator. I like how it just transforms both of your top beams into the same thing when you use that. It's really cool. This game is awesome. It is definitely one of my favorite Metroid games, but it's kind of a meaningless sentence because I've never played a bad Metroid game because I haven't played Other M. If you've never played a Metroid game before and you're intrigued by what you see, I think this is a really good game to start with because it makes it very difficult to get lost, which is the one thing that really worries people about getting into the series. It's pretty far progress loss with drop down there. But if you target that at just the right time, you use very little resource on it. Okay. Love that. So much more convenient than having to switch to it. I don't even know why they let you switch to it in the first place. Like, yeah, I'm looking forward to other. I never doubted that the gameplay was good. It got okay Metacritic reviews, right? 'Cause, you know, reviewers aren't nutso fanboys in a lot of cases. I don't know if the reviews really commented on the Samus character assassination stuff. That'll be a good stopping point. I don't think I'm going to get to another save in a minute. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Metroid Samus Returns will return next week, maybe tomorrow if we beat Uplink early. I wanted to set aside some time to make sure I'm really set up with Last of Us.